Is fear stopping you from doing the things that you want to do in your life? And do you want to finally take control of that today and move your life forward? This is Simon Lovell, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 tips that is going to help you to become confident, to become calm, and to be able to take that action that you know is going to support your highest calling. Please subscribe to the channel and also hit that bell to make sure that you get regular updates. Sharing with you number 1, which is understanding that fear is an energy, which means that if you start your day with an energy routine, for example, meditation, that's going to put you in a different state of mind. Why is that state of mind important? Well, I'll give you an example. Sometimes, do you walk past maybe a homeless person and you get that calling to give, but maybe the mind comes in straight afterwards and creates a story? Something like, well, maybe they'll spend it on drugs and alcohol. Maybe there's been other situations where you get an impulse to do something and then your mind comes in and shuts that down. Well, when we start to slow things down and the mind isn't rushing as fast, what that does is it shifts our energy. And so I meditate every single morning for an hour, and you don't need to start by doing that, but by meditating, you're shifting your energy. The next thing, number 2, which is, do you always have that fear, or do you need to take a window of opportunity? What do I mean by that? Well, truth is that in certain situations and certain times, maybe when you've come out of the cinema and you're feeling really confident and you're in a different energy, then taking an action and using that slipstream is the perfect time because you're in a different state of mind. So, what you want to think about is how can you cultivate the windows that already exist in your day and in your week to take those actions to overcome the things that you wouldn't normally do. Number 3, which is to take micro actions. Now, I jumped out of a plane because I really didn't want to do that. But I knew that by doing it and taking that big action, I would kind of obliterate a lot of other fears below that because I tackled something big. So, one strategy is tackling something big, like taking your biggest fear and actually addressing that and diving into that. But the other strategy is to make those micro changes, noticing what do you get called to do. For example, next time you go to Starbucks, maybe you get called to give a coffee away or say something, right? It's starting to make those micro actions in courage that are going to start to not allow that fear to stay there. And that's going to start to compound on itself, which is really important. The next thing I want to ask you, number four, which is, can you remember a time when you felt really confident? Maybe close your eyes for a second. Can you remember a time when you felt really confident? I challenge you, if you're saying no, there is a time. Maybe at school, maybe you were a part of a sport, or maybe you stood on stage, or I can remember being in theater and playing that role, right? Close your eyes. Can you remember a time when you felt confident? See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel the feeling of feeling confident. Can you feel it? Now, what I want you to remember is that you can always access confidence. And if you're in fear, we need to access that energy of confidence. Because what we're doing when we're in fear is we're creating a thought. There's a thought that's stopping us. There's a thought that's creating this energy of fear. So, if we go into a place where we're thinking about a time when we were confident, we're feeling it, we're seeing it, we're hearing it, and we're going into that state of mind, we're pulling our shoulders back, we're pulling our chest up, and we're changing our physiology and the way that we're holding ourselves. This can be incredibly powerful because you're putting yourself in a different state of being, okay? That can sometimes be from wearing something different. That can sometimes be from hanging around with different people. And so my final tip, number 5, is to make sure that your environment, the environment that you cultivate on a daily basis, is linked up with the energy that you want to have of courage, of confidence, of excitement, of joy. And by doing that, by cultivating that, you're going to make sure that you can actually take those actions of courage, of confidence, where fear doesn't have a place to live. This is Simon Lovell. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Which of these tips are you going to apply? Please post it into the comments, let me know. And also hit the subscribe button, hit that bell to make sure that you get regular updates. And I would really love to know not just what you learned, but what specific action, what thing did you do after this video? Maybe it was just a micro calling, something that came up for you. And instead of not doing that, you made a change and you actually did it. Because I just want to remind you about something. We can learn all day, but it's the actions that we take that create the results. More actions, more results, and fear won't have a place to live. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.